We are a Vietnamese Mexican fusion restaurant, which is, I know, really different. Not a lot of people really have it. And people might think like, you know, it's a little interesting, but it really does work out. A lot of the fusion really makes sense. Onion, cilantro, big in both cultures. Every dish has it. Mexican has a lot of stews and stuff like that, and in Vietnamese culture, there's a lot of stews as well. Really started off with just Pho Birria style taco. Our staple is just gonna be our tortilla and our cheese, and then the beef. The beef is really where it's the most important because it's not just like, you know, any regular beef, it's our Pho braised beef. So it's been simmered for 12, 16 hours. So even just the meat itself has the whole essence of what pho would taste like. The broth is made from our 24-hour pho broth. So how you're supposed to eat this is you take the taco, kind of dip it in that pho broth, get the taco nice and juicy, take a bite, you know, have a spoon, take a couple sips of the broth, and that's how you're supposed to eat it. Everybody can't believe that, you know, like you brought pho into a birria taco. They're always like, wow, like this works. And when they eat it, they're like, it really works. We're at Baguette X Phorria at 4046 Woodhaven Road in Philadelphia. I started doing this when I was only 20. How I got started was I was traveling and I came across the birria tacos. And when I had it, I was like, wow, this is something that I really do like. So I went home, cooked it, and I was like, wow, this is very similar to me cooking pho. So I was like, why don't I kind of combine the two? The process for both is you start out with boiling beef bones. That's like kind of like, you know, the heartiness of the soup. And then you add in the beef, so we use beef chuck. It's like a very long 24-hour process, so the beef is nice and tender. I let my family try it and they're like, wow, this is amazing. You have to make it into something. And I was like, you know what? I will make it into something. So then I went around, looked for a food truck, and I found a food truck and I started selling birria and pho tacos around Philly. A lot of people loved it. They said it was amazing, and with the support and everything of the community, I was able to bring a restaurant into the community. My family's very supportive, which I really appreciate. This is my dad. Because it is a big thing, you know. When I was 20, I was like, hey, I want to open a food truck. This is my mom. The rock who inspired all my cooking. And everybody was excited, but also it was a little bit like, you're opening up a food truck. So this is our birria cheesy melt. It's on a sourdough bread, gets nice and crispy, very crunchy. You're also supposed to dip it in the birria as well. So you dip it in there, take a bite. It's like all the flavor and juices kind of combining together. Really good. If you see any of our food on social media, TikTok, Instagram, you come here, exactly how it's gonna look. I'm very big on presentation, but also the flavor. This is our Pho Birria short rib. This is where it gets a little crazy, a pretty big fusion. So it's pho all the way up into the point of the broth. You have, like, you know, the pho noodles, you have the cilantro, you have the bean sprouts, you have the jalapenos, Thai basil. Rather than a pho broth, we used our birria broth. And then this right here is our short rib. So if you come in here and take that first bite, just expect a lot of flavor. All this stuff is worked on for hours and hours, so it's just a lot of concentrated flavor.